In this very video, we are going to be looking at Python ifs. We call them ifs, okay? I make my statement first, sorry. Remember, to make a statement in Python, you use the hashtag. So we have the Python if, we have what we call Elif, and we have else. Okay, so this is what this particular video is all about. Now, but before that, we are going to quickly look at Python conditions. Python conditions. Let's do this. Python conditions. Now, these Python conditions are also called comparison operators. Okay, they are logical conditions, and for example, let's see a lot of them here. We have, when you have A equal to B, this particular one here actually signifies equal. So like the comparison operator is actually returns only true or false. That means if they are equal, it will be true, but if A and B are not equal, it will return false. So all the comparison operators I'm going to be listing now returns either true or false. Okay, so now let's see another one. We have A not equal to B. Sorry, we have A not equal to B. We have A not equal to, that's the symbol for not equal to B. Okay, now whenever you see this, it means not equal. So not equal there means you have the factorial sign, then the equal sign. It means not equal. Now the next one is less than. So you have A less than B. Less than B. Okay, this means less than. Okay, so if A is actually less than B, it returns true. But if A is not less than B, it returns false. Okay, so we have another one. We have A less than or equal to B. We have A less than or equal to, which must be written this way. A less than or equal to B. So we have an equal sign, equal to B. Okay, so this actually means less than or equal to. Okay, so the next one is greater than. So you have A greater than B, greater than B. Okay, this means greater than. Okay, then the next one, which is the last one, we have A greater than or equal to B, which must be written as greater than equal to B. Okay, which means greater than or equal to. Okay, now each of these comparison operators, like I mentioned earlier, can either return true or false. I want to give us an example. Let's say we want to assign a number x is equal to 4. Okay, and we assign another number. Let's say y is equal to 5. So let's see, and you have x less than y. Let's see what we are going to get. Or maybe let's say print. Let's have print. Then you have x less than y. Less than y. Then you close your bracket. Did you see that? True. Why? Because 4 is actually less than 5. Now what if we say print x is greater than y? Let's see what is going to return there. False. Did you see that? Now what if we say print x equal to y? That means you're comparing is x equal to y. When you see two equal sign in Python, it means comparison. So is x equal to y? So the answer is false. You see that? So these are what comparison operators are all about. Now we go over now to the if statement. I told you we have the if statement. Now the if statement is used by using the if word. That means if, that's if, okay? And it returns an output. We can see an example like this. Let's say we have a to be equal to 33. That's an assignment. Then we have b to be equal to, let's say, 54. That's an assignment, okay? Then we now write if b is greater than a. If b is greater than a, if b is greater than a, okay, you must put a colon here. There has to be a colon whenever you're using the if. Okay, if b is greater than a, then the next is print, but there must be an indentation, there must be a space here, must. If not, it's going to return error. So we say print b is greater than a. Let's say print b is greater than a. Okay, we close, that's a string, we close it. So you see that if a equal to 32, b equal to 54, if b is actually greater than a, then we are asked to print b is greater than a. Okay, so let's see what is going to return. You may have to click enter twice to get your answer. So you have 1, 2. Did you see that? B is greater than a. That's beautiful. Did you see that? Okay, so that is it about the if statement. Now remember, I said whenever you are making the if statement, in the next you must, in the print, there must be a space after the if. If not, it's going to return error. This is what I mean. Maybe you have something like this: a equal to 33, and you have b equal to equal to 54 now. Okay, then we now have something like if b is greater than a, then we say print. Did you see that? Without the colon is an error. In the same way, and with the print, if the print under the if there is no space, if there is no indentation, it will also return an error. Okay, so that is it with if. Okay, so when you're giving Python, you're giving the program a command that if b is greater than a, then this is what you should print. Let's see another example. Let's say x is equal to 4. That's an assignment. Then we have y to be equal to 10. Okay, so we have x equal to 4, y equal to 10. Then we say, let's say we have if x is equal to y. That means if they are equal, okay, let me put, if x is not equal to y, if x is not equal to y, you put your colon, then we can leave a space here or extra, print 10. So you can imagine what the output would be. If x is not equal to y, print 10. So let's see, what do you expect? Is x equal to y? 10. You see that? You print 10 as long as x is not equal to y. So that is a function of if. Now the next we are going to look at now is the Elif. E-L-I-F. Now the Elif means else if. So in case the if statement is not enough to contain all, you go on with the Elif, which is else if. Okay, so it catches everything that is not caught on the preceding condition. Now we want to see an example. Okay, so let's say we have a to be equal to 200. Okay, then we have b to be equal to 33, like we are coming from. Then we have if B is greater than A, remember you put your colon here. Okay, if B is greater than A, now see what we're asked to print. We say print, let me use the word wrong. If B is greater than A, print wrong. Okay, let's make that a string. Okay, then you now have something like Elif. Okay, A is greater than B. Let me say A is greater than B. So that means else if, no, not A greater. Okay, you can say A greater than B or B greater than A. You put your, A greater than B or B less than A. That's still okay. Else if you say print right. Okay. So let's see, what do you think our output is going to be? So this is a question. What do you think our output will be? The question you ask yourself, 200 and 300, which of the condition, the first condition, the second condition, which one is, oh, sorry, we should be print, then right. So we have this, RIGST, okay? Then this, okay? Then this. Okay, so now which should be, what do you expect our output to be? Now the question you ask yourself, is B greater than A? That means 33 greater than 200. That's no. So that means our answer cannot be cannot be right. It has to be wrong. So let's see the output. Right. Did you see that? Answer is right because A is greater than B, but B is not greater than A. Can you see that? So we can't print wrong because B is not greater than A, but we print right because A is greater than B. Let's see another example. Let's say we have A to be equal to 100 and we have B to be equal to 50. Okay, then we have if B is greater than A, if B is greater than A, okay, you put your colon, then remember your space, then we should print colon, B is greater than A. Okay, you have this, then close. Then we can also, we now have Elif. That means else if A is equal to B. That means if A equal to B, you put your colon. Then we are meant to print A and B are equal. Print A and B. Let's put this. A and B are equal. Okay, or let's say A is greater than A. A is greater than B. Okay, let's say A, okay, A and B are equal. Now, but in this case, we won't have any return because none of the statements there is correct. Remember, the first one we are saying A is equal to B greater than A, and B is not greater than A. You see that? So we don't expect an output. So let's see. Did you see that? There is no output, because B is not greater than A, and A is also not equal to B. Now that leads us to the else statement. Else, ELS. Okay, let's make a comment. So we have the else statement, ELSE statement. Now, this one also goes to cover whatever the preceding conditions didn't cover, just like the example we had above. Now let's see, considering the example we have above, if you notice, there was no output. No output because B is not greater than A and A is not equal to B. So, but let's say we have something like this. Just watch, please. Let's say we have A equal to B, as A equal to 100 as assignment. Oh, sorry, bring that here. Let's say we have A equal to 100, okay? Then we have B equal to 15. You see that? Then we now have if B is greater than A, you put your colon, then print. Remember, to print you give space, indentation. So print empty. Print B is greater than A. Than A. Okay. Then Elif, that's else if. Okay. Else if A equal to B. Sorry. A equal to B with my colon here. You're giving tentation when you want to print. So print A and B are equal. A and B are equal. Okay. Now we have this. Okay, print A and B are equal. Then the next one, to include what has not been covered here, we can say else. You see that? Else. That means else, if the other two condition is not met, print A is greater than B. A is greater than B. So let's see what the output is going to be. I've told you what to expect, okay? Because the first condition is not met, the second condition is not met. So when if is not met, Elif may be met. But if Elif is not met, then else. You give the command of what you should expect. So let's see what the output will be. 1, 2. Do you see that? A is greater than B because A is actually greater than B. Now we are going to look at more examples here. Let's see more examples. Let's say we have x equal to 10. Another example, x equal to 10. Okay, and we now have something like this. If x, let's do this. Remember the symbol there, the percentage symbol there actually means dividing with a remainder, and if it is equal to 0, okay, so whenever you see that symbol, it actually means dividing with a remainder. You put your colon, please. Okay, so that means if x divided by 2, what is the remainder? Okay, and if it is equal to 0, we can say print open brackets even number. Okay, and this. Okay, that's for the if statement. Then we can have the Elif. So Elif x is when you have this 2 equal to 1. Okay, you see that? You put your colon. So that means Elif, that means if the remainder is equal to 1. The first one says if the remainder is equal to 2, when you divide x by 2 is equal to 0, sorry, print even number. But now if it is equal to 1, then here we should print odd number. Okay, print odd number, odd number. Okay, then we now have else in case the other two does not cover. So else, what happens? Else print enter a number. Enter a number. Okay, so let's say this is a question and we're expected to give an answer. Okay, so we are outlined this. We are given that x is equal to 10, and if when x is divided by 2, the remainder is equal to 0, print even number. Then else if x divided by 2, the remainder is equal to 1, print odd number. Then else print enter a number. So let's see what our answer is going to be. Remember your x is 10, so x divided by 2 is actually 5, remainder 0. Okay, so that first statement is correct. That first statement is correct. So no need for the Elif and the else because the first statement is correct. The remainder when 10 is divided by 2 is 0. Okay, so I'm expecting even number to be the answer. So let's see what our Python program will give us the output 1, 2. Did you see that? Even number. So the if statement work here and not. So one more last example. Let's see one more last example. Okay, so let's say we have x to be equal to 9. Okay, and we now have